right back. Is taking a picture or something. Buongiorno. I just want to say this little quick thing to Tiff. Thank you for allowing me to be the annoying person with my camera all the time. It's just what I do. It's my OCD need to record everything happy because sometimes there's not happy stuff in life, but everything is happy here. Buongiorno. We're off for a gastronomy tour. Ciao.
In Main Square, if you wanna go easier, but if you wanna climb, for example, under the peak, you help your digestion, you take a walk, it's like 4 kilometers, 4.5 under the pool. Porticos are our municipal patrimony since 2021. We have more than 60 kilometers porticos in the city, so it's a very, very beautiful experience if you have the time to stay here. The city ball only goes around the city center. The other one is the Southern Express. It was the noble color in the city, and it was the color of the main political party in the city, the left wing. And then it's called the La Dotta. La Dotta means the clever, the intelligent, because of the university. In Bologna it was founded the oldest university of the world, before girls from UK, before Oxford and Cambridge. Okay? 1088. Grazie mille. And last nickname of Bologna is La Turrita. That means a city full of towers. In the city were built more than 180 towers in the past. So.
Intanto il tè perché non c'è nessun altro.
So that's why you're so.
And I work in an Italian restaurant, so I'm very happy.
You can also find the tortellini, of course, and tigelle between Bologna and Modena. You find between Modena and Reggio Emilia the balsamic vinegar production. There is no other place in the world to produce balsamic vinegar, only Modena and Reggio Emilia. And up to Parma, between Parma and Reggio Emilia, you find the Parmigiano Reggiano. There is no other place in the world to produce Parmigiano Reggiano, only Parma, that's why Parmigiano, and Reggio, that's why Reggiano. Up to Parma you find some hams, some prosciutto, like prosciutto di Parma, the Parma ham from the thigh, like the filatello from the back side of the corner. We have a head word in Italian for the back, that's culo. But culatello takes the name from culo, from that word, what we can do. Up to Piacenza you find the bacon, pancetta, we call it pancetta, and coppa or capopollo or coppa estiva, that this part of the pork, the neck of the head. And all around that area you find salame as a name. Salame, 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 salame.
The oldest tavern in Europe, from the year 13 or 1465. I don't remember.
The word not for Mattia, but for the races, for the Formula One. Here is also famous for the production. Buon appetito!
Buon appetito!
want some parma ham? So you can get it. Sorry, what's your name again?
Tiffany.
You know.
Grazie.
Prego. People that make sfoglia, the fresh handmade pasta, called sfogline. We make sfoglia, the dough, using two different ingredients: wheat flour, not semolino, here we use wheat flour, and eggs. Eggs size M, so nearly 50 grams each egg. One egg per 100 grams of water. Then eggs. Wheat flour, special for breakfast.
All the towers lean in Bologna, so if you've had a little too much to drink, it's not you. It's the towers.
Okay, guys, we are now at the towers. Leaning already before. In particular, imagine that these two towers.
The tower
for
was
example,
damaged
are
and leaning
located
more
at
after the
in middle of
2012
the Emilia,
earthquake.
the ancient Roman X that connects northern Italy, Milan, down to the coast and central part of Italy. So they are actually in very strategic areas. If you go on Google and you have a look at one of the pictures of Bologna in the past, you can see all the 180 or more towers all in different areas. Yeah, even in different areas of the city. Tortelloni, yes, with the filling of ricotta and parsley. Yeah. She is working only by hands. We don't use any machine. You see only the hands and the rolling pin. And passion.
Amore.
And passion. Usually portion of tortelloni like that is like 4 to 6 we can say, or 8 if they are a little smaller.
The gold building over there is the train station. Milan is that way. TIFF is that way. Historic Center is that way behind all of that. I love Bologna.
This is the problem usually in south of Italy. You can check the statistics. It's actually most of the people are running away from the country. Like it's highest rate in Europe, where that's how you find in every country.
That's why there's these houses for sale for real cheap, and I heard that like Italy is becoming less and less Italian.
Like usually it will stay Italian.
Yeah.
You know, like its values will be like embedded forever. But when it comes to overall like to people like and stuff, unfortunately, you know, like for example, we have this populist right-wing government now. So everything is not working very well. Like for example, you probably heard the news like 3-4 days ago we passed a law that they no longer can have like surrogate mother.
Oh,
But
I didn't
also,
know that.
like for couples who can't make baby, they
Right.
struggle to make a baby. They cannot have a surrogate mother, but if they bring the baby from outside with surrogate mother, it might be fine or jail. Like they can take the baby from you if they.
How would they
visit.
find out?
There are like they will check documents more. Like they will be in your life, you know, like this type of weird laws. Or for example, like we are close to ban abortion. That is like extreme for a Western European country.
Yeah.
Like for example, we banned CBD, change Article 75. That it's like, for example, if you get caught with a drug, you can lose your job from 5 to 10 years. Especially if you're a doctor, teacher. Like police obviously doesn't get caught with this.
Right.
Things.
Wow.
Then,
It
like,
just makes everybody go more underground.
yes, and also run away from the country.
Wow.
But that is why, like Italy expected till 2035, approximately, 1/3 of the country will become above 60. So it's not anymore sustainable. Also,
No.
it's overall a big issue. But I will tell you more about that.
Okay,
later.
thank you.
What is like we used to call Mussolini's higher name. you know,
Yeah,
like,
Duce.
and it becomes like alarming day by day. But also remember that Italy is the one European country that like created it but did not ban it. For example, when it comes to like hand moves, like for example this one, it is not banned in Italy.
Which hand move?
This one.
Oh, that's not banned.
It's not, but it's banned in Germany, France, Netherlands, all the other countries.
And of course, you would never do it in the United States, but there's
Like But also like you can read a lot of news, like for example, there are people trying to do this, and then some people who doesn't want to do it, they get beaten up by them, and the police is just in the corner.
Oh my goodness.
And it's getting worse and worse, unfortunately. Remember also in that park during summertime, they do a lot of events. For example, you can see maybe like some tiny lights from here inside the park.
Yeah.
They do a lot of shows, there's a jazz music, there's a lot of like events.
Oh, fun.
Like right now they spend a lot of tons of money to rebuilding this park that you see here. So when it will be completed, like the inner part of it will be even beautiful. And it will be super, super nice. This is actually example of fascistic architecture.
Yeah.
And you can see that when I told you the city was bombarded, that side of the city is super beautiful, you see? Like how nice it is?
Yes.
It's rebuilt in a beautiful way. But if you come to the the corners of the
a lot of the
street-
buildings in Milan look like this, so that's all fascist buildings.
Exactly.
Okay.
So let's say like Emilia Romagna, it's more Lombardia,
Yep.
but they produce the same cheese because of the cows that exist over there. Because we need
The red
specific
cows or the black and white cows?
It's mostly like it's actually like more reddish.
Yes, the red
When I
cows.
was there, I was like seeing like both of them. So.
Wow.
And right now it's under renovation, but when it's completed, it will be like ready to use. And also, for example, here you find like all this like really good like event places and so on. So it's very lovely to hang out. Like usually big profit is called Ferrari Scuderia, and that means Ferrari stable. Ferrari is like the horse round. Scuderia is on the left.
Okay.
When it comes to like Scuderia that is here, it's also a stable. You can see that it's a very old building, but
Yeah.
it doesn't have it's not a room, it's not a palace or something.
Yeah.
They used to keep their horses here. So it's very, and now it's a study room of University of Bologna. So one of the, let's say.
Okay.
So, also like the street, remember, it's very crowded in the evening. So in Bologna, there's a specific organization. It's called street tutors. And street tutors' job is to basically like help students out and stuff, and then like muzzle them most of the time. So, and this street is usually so crowded. You have remember in Italy, like every time in Italy when you buy fish, they cut the head off, like
Yes.
so you can ask them to give you the head if you want to cook something with the head of the fish.
You can make soup.
Of course, and also the thing is that like that fish that you see over there is like it's massive head. So why not like
Huge.
some people like throw it away and you could just maybe ask them to give it to you for free.
Wow. So beautiful.
It's all like fresh fish.
I love fish.
So usually you get why we had the head of the fish. It's like so you look into the eye and from the eye you know that if it's fresh or not.
Yes,
So.
yes. And it shouldn't smell. Oh, endive.
Sì?
No,
Sì,
amica.
adesso perché arriva inverno dopo lavorerò meno.
No, paisanos. No.
But they live here. So.
Oh. It was because I wasn't speaking Italian.
It's because that like that roof, like the holding like those like the columns
Ma che figata!
perfectly like well. And the interesting thing is that like this building is owned by a royal family who used to treat everyone bad and like steal people's property and everything. So we didn't know what to do with this guy, so we take the bow and arrow, crossbow, guns, trying to shoot him. And when we try to shoot him, his beautiful daughter runs out of the other window. She exposes herself to save her father's life. And when she does that, her basically like all the soldiers that are here, they see her and they shoot the arrows at different angle. So this building has a very interesting story because the building itself is actually, as the owner, he never had like, let's say daughter, he had a lot of sons. So or we have two options. So like that we have like, or he had a, let's say, mistress, or soldiers were really bad at shooting arrows. So we will stick to soldiers being really bad at shooting arrows since it's men blaming women for their inconveniences most of the time. So like, and that's how the arrows were shot and hit the wall, ricochet to the ceiling, and thus you have the two arrows still over there.
Wow.
I will show you where the arrows are. Cute. like gelateria over there called
Yep.
Cremeria Santo Stefano. You can go there to try like the exquisite ice cream flavors like cream with lemon skin and let's say salted caramel. You need to go there to give it a try. It's super
Yes.
beautiful. And then you have also like this church that you see over there. It's basically known to be as like churches of Bologna, because the Saint of Bologna goes to complete his pilgrimage, and when he reaches to Jerusalem, he decides to copy all the 7 stops of Jesus to here. Hexagonal church that you see in the middle is a church that looks like Byzantine church, not Western Roman church. Inside that church you find a mini church that you can crawl down. You stand up and you will find tomb of Jesus Christ himself.
Wow.
It's a replica of the
course.
original one. Right now the small door is closed because like someone got stuck inside the church, so they don't use it anymore. The Garisenda is the tower that is leaning more than Tower of Pisa, more valuable than Tower of Pisa, and it's way difficult to restore the tower than Tower of Pisa, because the Tower of Pisa is like, you know, like already finished, so it's completed. The tower behind of this tower is actually going to collapse. We will spend 10 years, 20 million euros to preserve the tower as much as possible. You can actually see the tower. And like that before graduation, that means you will never graduate in diagonal. The cool thing about this church that you see over there is that the church itself is meant to be the biggest church in the world, but it never got completed. And the interesting thing is that because Vatican cannot allow something better than itself to be
St. Peter's.
to be completed. And a very particular thing is that the church itself became the 7th biggest church in the world, 6th biggest in Europe, 4th biggest in Italy. When this church inside has 2 particular things. It has the biggest solar meridian calendar in the world, an interior of a building. And it has a painting of a very controversial painting from the Giovanni da Modena that was completed in the 16th century. So that painting basically has heaven, middle earth, hell. In hell they have Muhammad tortured by demons, cut into pieces and so on. That is why like they hold their breath and the water comes out of it like usually a normal function like of the fountain. And remember, the statue meant to be like the covered, but it never got covered. We used to have ropes, but that is why like the church gets very angry and they don't pay the guy. So Gian Bologna never got paid. Since he never got paid, like he decided to have his revenge against the church by tilting the hand of the Neptune and making it look like Erectus penis pointing at the church. But also remember, the trident of the Neptune that you see over there is meant to look like basically a brand from this region that we will talk in a bit. right here.
Oh, I see. I see. Oh, yeah.
So cool.
Upper part that you see used to be open, so the prisoners used to be under the sunlight. And then we added this thing like later on here to cover it, so it became more prettier.
Yeah.
Let's look at here. I will show you a cute thing here. This is the Roman road that I was telling you about before. It's like
my
under
goodness.
yeah. You can actually like walk here and you will like see. You can also go down there to check it out and everything. So it's all visible. There's like a cafe and then there's like the library places that you can check and study. Because it's used for the textile industry.
Oh, yeah, hemp.
So it's basically like used for the textile industry. It protects.
Whenever that light turns on, it means a baby was born in Bologna. It just turned on. How special is that? I just had the most magical tour, but I couldn't take like a photo with him because he doesn't play by the stupid rules. And I have a new friend. I love Bologna. All right, I have to go get some extra luggage because there's a lot of stuff I need to buy. Ciao, Spritz. Okay, this is the biggest pizza ever.
They're not that old.
It's not sliced into 4.
Fried?